KP has been, like, roundly kind of reviled by a lot of people for a while. She's a malicious, and she's just lying in a new video. Almost 40, but nobody with you. Nobody likes you. Oh, she can't even remember what allegation she's talking about. Everybody regards this as a joke, and even if it wasn't, it wouldn't be a crime. So she had like a smidgen of popularity about a decade ago, and then never again.
Lives at home with her mother. She doesn't
Oh my god! Alright. Beckett, Cope and Seethe, dropped a video talking about KimPossible's recent video, going back and taking accountability, quote unquote, for what she said about saberspark and the allegations that she leveled. I watched it the other day. She didn't actually take accountability for anything, except for interspersing jokes that a few people who were, let's face it, chronically R-worded, okay? Not the more violent one, okay? They complained that she was making a joke out of it, or like not doing the right appropriate tone. Kind of weird, kind of a totally kind of irrelevant criticism when she's leveling dubious/fake allegations against somebody. But anyway, let's have a look. I went through it the other day. I said that I wasn't sure about the nitty-gritty, the in and outs. However, friend of the channel, we know somebody who does. We know somebody who does.
Hi everyone, welcome to the video.
ILoveKimPossibleAlot has finally released her response video, and to the surprise of precisely nobody, she has learnt nothing from this entire saga. Now, normally, I'd just do a stream segment and go over it, have a laugh, make some super chats, but in this...
Okay, this guy is ginger. Okay? This man is ginger. Look at the beard, ginger. Look at the hair, ginger. Look at the physique, yeah? Ginger. Look at me. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. Obviously blonde. Look at my beard. Dark. Brunette. Look at my physique. Point proven. I don't want to hear any of this shit ever again.
In this case, I'm actually so annoyed by this response video that I think KP deserves something all to herself. So what we're going to do today is not just go over her response, but I'm also going to release many of the interview segments that for one reason or another were never included in the original video, as well as my DMs with KP, because I want to give you a glimpse behind the curtain, a peek into who KP really is. Because this woman is lying to you, and if she's not going to tell you the truth, then I will. Let's get into it. Let's begin by talking about KP's response video itself, because it's actually a fairly wild ride of deflection. KP begins the video by taking accountability for at least the tone of the content. You know, that thing precisely 5 people cared about, one of whom was Brony fan don't? If you're wondering whether KP really addresses the actual issues people have with her, the answer is of course she doesn't. In fact, if anything, she actually doubles down and adds new unheard accusations into a response for some reason.
The same server also has a man accused of and arrested of child grooming.
Now, I personally have never looked into the DA Games story, and I don't intend...
Fuck, dude. Every single person who has any, like, tangential connection to this community, like, always talk about DA Games, and always reference the DA Games stuff and say maybe there's something bad there. Can somebody please do the work for me? Can somebody please look into this? Beckett, I trust him to look into it. Opblock, he's mentioned about it before. Nobody has looked into this shit. Dude, all I know is maybe trying to give porn to kids? Maybe hosting a server where convicted and children intermingle? I don't know. I don't know. All anyone can say is, I haven't looked into the DA Games stuff too much. Okay.
And to start now. But what is interesting here is that KP just cannot help herself. She is basically a female just a robot, unable to contain her vindictive rage against the people she feels have wronged her. And once again, KP just throws this accusation out there in a trust me bro moment, and firstly, I'm not even sure what the accusation is. KP, are you claiming that Will and DA Games are knowingly harboring predators for some reason? This, of course, is just the beginning of the problem because you can't trust KP. She lies all the time. For example, let's just look at how she frames the story with Chris.
Not to mention the fact that Chris himself has admitted to and bragged about a little crime that Steven brushed off as a joke.
KP is lying to you here. Once again, firstly, Chris apologized to KP about 2 years ago, and
Yeah, dude, I said this when I first went over the video. Like, everyone, again and again and again and again, has reiterated this was a joke. But she still tries to push it forward as some, like, severe allegation. And the most telling thing is, she won't even describe exactly what happened. She just refers to it as, like, a crime, a crime, a potential crime. Everybody regards this as a joke, and even if it wasn't, it wouldn't be a crime.
secondly, this was a joke. But with Chris, you've got literally the reverse of that situation where he does admit it's a up, says that he's sorry, and it's like that feels like it's not enough 2 years later. So yeah, I kind of want to be clear about that because I think that's something that you are going to catch flack for. Chris made up a gross story, and I'd ask you to bear in mind this was over a decade ago. Yet KP chooses to reframe this here into a crime. There is a whole section in the first video where KP and I talk about Chris, but make no mistake, KP wants to see this man fired and his entire life ruined for it. This section also lets us move on to saberspark, because not only is KP not sorry for leveling false accusations against him, she also starts claiming he was as a child, showing a screenshot that does not say that, as some sort of bizarre weaponized gotcha.
And once again, for someone who not very long ago had plenty to say on whether Gabriel Brown was or wasn't a groomer, that child predation online is terrible, and he himself has been as a child, it seems odd that he has nothing to say about his own employees' child predation even to condemn it, let alone him excusing masturbation onto a stranger's clothes, a biohazard, and harassment as a joke.
Now, right from the off, KP has always been looking for a way to go at saberspark. Not just with the accusations themselves, but even in my early conversations with her, KP seems to view the potential of saberspark's guilt as a potential way for her to save herself.
Is there any other alarming behavior that Sabers displayed publicly? Not anything like this, obviously, but like that is displayed publicly, like anyway, that people are concerned about?
Honestly, I mean, Saber seems to me, having gone through kind of what's in front of me, a bit of an asshole. But he's a YouTuber. That's not unusual. But not really. I can't. No one else I've seen is making any claims against Saber or anywhere near the fucking nature of the Emmy claims. From his perspective, I can see.
No. I can. No, I just feel bad.
At the time, I read this as some kind of genuine remorse, but as things have moved on, it is abundantly clear that KP is not sorry in the least. This bitch is not sorry for what she did to saberspark.
Yeah, what the f did she even... What? How would you interpret that? If she's going to respond to this, because she is doing a part 2, by the way, say, ILoveKimPossibleAlot is doing a part 2, alright? Is she going to respond to this? How the f is she going to respond to this at all?
Is making any claims against Saber or anywhere near the fucking nature of the Emmy claims.
So she says that the reason why she went ahead with it is she'd heard similar stuff, or she thought that she'd heard similar stuff.
From his perspective, I can see.
No. I can. No, I just feel bad.
What for? What for? You're not. She's not talking here. This is the way she's gonna wriggle about a bit. Well, I felt bad for the whole thing. Well, I felt bad for how I handled things. No. You are here specifically talking about saberspark's allegations and whether they are true or not, and what your basis was for believing them. You say you feel sorry. What for? What for? Dude, people like this do not get enough hate. I swear to God. I swear to God. I feel like KP has been, like, roundly kind of reviled by a lot of people for a while after the specific drama. But then when she posted her, like, taking accountability thing, I haven't seen that many people looking into it, and not that many people responding to it, except for people who are, like, heavily into the saberspark stuff at the time. She's a malicious... She's a malicious... And she's just lying in her new video.
At the time, I read this as some kind of genuine remorse, but as things have moved on, it is abundantly clear that KP is not sorry in the least. This bitch is not sorry for what she did to saberspark, she's sorry it didn't work. We'll get into this further later, but one of KP's big problems is that she is completely delusional. During our conversations, I basically had to lay out very clearly the situation she and others had created for themselves in going after saberspark in this way. I know that there is still an interest from other people in going after Saber and going after the DA Games group. I think those people are mental, if I'm honest. I think that the reality is that a video like this very much gives Saber carte blanche in the eyes of a lot of people. It's an unsubstantiated allegation. He's a victim of that. He is an actual victim. Which means now anyone who produces a hit piece on Saber, the immediate response to that from basically anyone who's not ingrained in the I Hate Saber crowd is going to be, you're making a hit piece on somebody with who's had false accusations against them. That's like sort of like the line, and that is rough content to.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure that okay, if you make a hit piece on somebody, what? People are going to instantly dismiss it? Or it's going to instantly be, like, rebuffed with you're attacking somebody with false allegations? Okay. I think that's going to change I think they're going to change the tides of drama at all.
Produce. It makes him a very difficult target if somebody did want to go after him. So we'll see. Some people don't care about that. A lot of people are more optics brained than they want to admit to. Now at this point, you may be wondering why simple concepts like saberspark's going to get a lot of grace because you falsely accused him of need to be explained to KP like she's a mentally stunted 5-year-old. And that sounds mean, but I'm just giving a description here. KP, to be fair to her, is a trust fund kid nearing 40 who still lives at home with her mother. She doesn't really have any normal human interactions. In fact, as far as anybody is aware, this woman has never had a long-term relationship, so it probably shouldn't come.
Wait, how old is she?
Stunted 5-year-old. And that sounds mean, but I'm concepts like saberspark's going to get a lot of grace because you falsely accused him of need to be explained to KP like she's a mentally stunted 5-year-old. And that sounds mean, but I'm just giving a description here. KP, to be fair to her, is a trust fund kid nearing 40 who still.
Oh my god, bro! She's not even in her 30s, she's nearing 40! Oh my god, that is so bleak. Oh, that is so bleak. Oh my god.
Lives at home with her mother. She doesn't
oh my god! I mean, still living with your parents when you're like, what, in your mid-20s is kind of embarrassing, right? It's kind of embarrassing. Approaching 40. Approaching 40. Oh, God.
Really have any normal human interactions. In fact, as far as anybody is aware, this woman has never had a long-term relationship. So
about that as well, right? Usually with different people, you'd probably say like what? Well, you know, they're like live most of their life like online. That's how we know about them. We don't know her real name. We don't know like a lot of this stuff. Like, you know, she's kind of, that might be all offline stuff. How would you know? Has Chud Logic ever had like a long-term relationship? I don't know, right? That's not true. That's not true. I'm pretty sure that KP's entire social life revolves around the cartoon community. Revolves around like the My Little Pony community. Very weird. Extremely weird.
It probably shouldn't come as much of a surprise that her understanding of normal human interactions are somewhat lacking. This may go some way to explaining why, in KP's response video, she completely fails to understand why saberspark is getting so much quote-unquote grace. saberspark showed evidence not just of his DMs with Emmy displaying what their relationship looked like, but also evidence of how far he was prepared to go to prove his innocence. KP highlights the fact that saberspark makes a mistake regarding the timeline in my interview with him.
When given his own testimony on the accusations leveled against him, his own lapses in memory are not painted as proof of malicious lie. His own incorrect recollection of events, as proved by the screenshots he himself provided, are not painted as proof of a malicious lie.
However, what KP completely fails to acknowledge is it doesn't matter, because saberspark has also got the DMs. We can check in real time whether he is telling the truth. You can misspeak in an interview, it's okay. What you can't do is lie repeatedly in statements, which is what Emmy has done. KP also focuses in on the fact that there was some kind of relationship, so surely that means that something must have happened. And this is why I mentioned earlier that KP doesn't seem to have had any long-term relationships. The only way this dumb as rocks femcel can read human interactions is in some way aggressive. Now, I'm not just saying this without any kind of grounding. KP seems to have a long history of making accusations against people, predominantly that people are in some way attracted to her. Something that she, yes, does here in her response video.
This led to a good number of people speaking down to me, harassing me, and sending me death threats largely based on the assumption that I was a bitter, jealous, stupid woman targeting an innocent, successful, intelligent man for the sin of not dating me. To which I'd like to respond by saying, Steven, I'm just not that into you.
KP is obsessed with the idea that people must be attracted to her and must like her. In fact, during my conversations with her, despite the fact that I'm making a drama commentary video on her, she starts asking me, what would it take for me to watch her content again? Go on.
Well, you were a fan of the content.
That was something that I didn't really understand at the time. I tried to I don't know, recollect or ask people in chat. I had absolutely no clue why she was claiming that saberspark must have been attracted to her in some way. It just didn't make sense. Yeah, this must just be common for her then. It is the most 17, 16-year-old girl thing to do. Claim that somebody doesn't like you because they're attracted to you. I mean, that's what little girls are told, right? That's what young girls when they're a kid are told. Well, the boys are only being nasty to you because they probably fancy you. They probably fancy you. And you've taken that lesson and dragged it all the way into your late 30s, dude.
And before controversies happened, right? Would you go out of your way to watch a video that wasn't about controversy that I made randomly?
I mean, I liked some of the analysis stuff which was negative. I find media analysis generally, well, I used to watch a lot of media analysis stuff. People like Ralph the Movie Maker. It is worth noting here, of course, I had explained to her that my interest in her content and why I knew her was purely based on the horse news drama back in the day, and I should be clear, that's a drama about her not paying her employees, something she still doesn't understand as an issue to this day. But given that KP seems to have no issues with spreading allegations based on rumors, I think we should talk about the other occasion when KP spread false harassment allegations about somebody. Now, I didn't include this in the first video because I can't fully evidence it, but I was told this story with remarkable detail by 3 separate people. And the TLDR is that while at a convention in the 2010s, KP was walked back to her hotel by one of the con staff. She would then spin this into him harassing her, as he was clearly deeply in love with her. And while no logs for this story exist, I did ask KP about it, to which she responded, shockingly, by talking about one of her former editors. Just how many accusations has this psycho put out there?
Hey, KP. Thanks for talking to me.
Alright, fine.
So I'm totally blindsided by Casey's take on me. I wish if I was coming off that way, she would have told me. So I was wondering if you had any like additional information about that, because I'm like
Sure.
horrified, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, I can, I don't blame you for finding that kind of a bit blindsiding, because I think it's difficult. So, I mean, I can give you my take generally, because it's, I think part of this comes down to, like, how the fandom worked, and the fact that it was very non-confrontational. But I think it's
such a like a historian answer, but okay.
Dude, she's so pissed off. Oh my god. I mean, realistically, right? You can completely tell, like, who KP is, exactly what response she wanted. She wanted Beckett to essentially tell her, like, oh, well, it's because you liked this cartoon a lot and other people didn't like it. Oh, yeah, it's because you're a woman, probably. That community hates women. No. People didn't want to tell you that they didn't like you because that wasn't how that community did things. That is the answer, okay? That is the reason why nobody told you they didn't like you.
Well, I think part of it is, like, it's difficult, because I see people all the time where they're like, oh, I didn't realize that I wasn't, like, clicking with people, and some of it was, it's a good way to describe some of the stories. Like, some of it was stuff where it was just like, you missed social cues with people.
How many people did you talk to about this?
Oh my god! Dude, this is so painful to listen to. This is so painful to listen to. Oh, she sounds like she's about to cry.
Like, you missed social cues with people.
How many people did you talk to about
Dude! Dude! Oh my god. I need to turn the audio up. I need to... listen, if you don't hear it, okay, I need to turn the audio up. Oh!
Cues with people.
Oh! Beckett, what have you done to this girl? What have you done to this poor, innocent, fresh daisy of a late 30s woman? Oh my god.
How many people did you talk to about this? I'm a little concerned.
Well, I mean, I wanted to get, like, a
she's
full
concerned.
picture, and also there were some claims about you which I thought were, you know, it needed substantiating, because I didn't think they were fair to you. And I mentioned the essay story from one of the cons, which was mentioned to me by a few people, and I saw mentions of just when I was going through sort of like general takes on your history, which I can't substantiate, there's no logs for.
What for Emmy?
No, there was a claim that while you were at one of the cons...
Is KP the person who came out with allegations against saberspark? No. So she wasn't the one who made the allegations, but she was the one who platformed them, right? And she's kind of got her entire, like, spot blown up by the fact that, like, she's realized nobody likes her, and nobody ever liked her. And the response to the allegations has been, like, absolutely traumatizing. Like, I think she used to be, like, a medium-sized creator. Yeah, she used to be, like a relatively... I thought she used to be somewhat successful. I don't want to overstate how successful she was. Hold on. ILoveKimPossibleAlot. Oh, dude. Oh my god, these are so bad. I didn't realize it was this bad at all. 2.1, 5.6k, 1.2k. Oh my god. Oh. I tell you what did get views though. Drama video on Lily Orchard. Oh. Drama video on Lily Orchard. Oh dear. What are her popular videos? Let's go and meet John Delancey. 11 years ago. 12 years ago. 10 years ago. 11 years ago. 12 years ago. Oh my god. So she had like a smidgen of popularity about a decade ago, and then never again. and then never again until she posted a video about Lily Orchard. How long has she been on the platform? How long has she been doing this shit? Oh, analyzing is magic. Keep calm and futter on.
So many times I get asked why I love Keep Calm and Flutter On so much, a somewhat diversive episode of MLP. Well, I'm going to try to make my case now by thoroughly analyzing Discord's character and...
Dude, she couldn't even type the title right, and it somehow gets 10 times the amount of views her best videos get today. 10 times the amount of views her best videos get today. First video on her channel popped off. Dude, this is so bleak. This is so bleak.
episode. Let's begin. First,
oh, the retention graph. Oh, the retention graph. Most people stayed. Instantly dropped off. Instantly left. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Okay. Wait, I want to see what content she's been posting lately. The Snape casting situation for HBO's Harry Potter is insane. Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of part of his, like, character, that he's, like, this sneaky, kind of, like, skulking, kind of, like, ill-pale kind of figure. And then... So she made absolutely no money from this video. Like, she made no money from this video at all, because it was 100% copyright raped by Disney. Oh my god, and it's not even an animation. It's not even an animation, dude. These are still images moving across the screen. Oh no! I was expecting so much better from a creator who'd been on the platform for a decade. It's like a flash game. It's like a flash game.
No chance, no way,
Oh no! Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my god. And it's just like her character just taken from Kim Possible, FYI, acting out a song from a movie that came out a decade ago? 2 decades ago? Edited in CapCut? No way. Was it? No way. Okay, I was expecting a CapCut outro there. Alright, we just snarking this poor girl. Are we just snarking this poor girl? Jesus Christ. Okay. Too far, too far, too far.
Somebody, one of the staff, offered to walk you back to the hotel room. And then you basically said that this person was going to essay you.
What the is going on? I don't know what that is. I would need more information.
I can have a dig. I mean, I have heard it from a few people, so I don't know whether it's a rumor or something that's spiraled. But yeah, I mean,
the only thing I think it could be is after the drama I had, after my first thing, Bob, I had an editor, Jordan, who got very attached to me in an unhealthy way, and when I kind of tried to cut him off, he lashed out. I think he made a video, he went to Horse News, like the whole thing. And I think I told BabsCon staff, was this at BabsCon, out of curiosity?
I'm not sure. So I'd have to go and check my notes. This is actually the log.
Oh, she can't even remember what allegation she's talking about. Oh my god, dude. That is an awful characteristic to like pull all the way into your like late 30s, nearing your 40s. Like anybody who's like nasty to you, you assume it's because you rebuff them and they were being inappropriate towards you. I mean, it's just childish. You can't even blame it on autism. It's literally just like, I don't know, like scolded childishness.
Last conversation I would ever have with KP. It occurred on the 24th, shortly after the release of my first video, because what really surprised KP was finding out that nobody liked her. And if I'm to give you a flavour of this interview, it's basically me explaining to an adult woman why she has been, for her whole life, unable to make any actual friends.
Dude, I will say, okay, I criticized Beckett at the time of his first video for not being mean enough to KP. I criticized Beckett quite a lot, like when I watched it and then when I spoke to her about it later on, for not being like incredibly mean to KP, for treating her too nicely. And now, oh my god, dude, chill out, okay? Chill, she's already dead, Beckett, dude. She's already dead. This is so brutal. Holy shit. We should see that video the editor made. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, it was generally about her being like a bitch to people that she worked with and like not paying them. Or at the very least, not paying them when agreed to, not paying them quickly enough, regularly, on time, and then I believe skipping months, taking some people's work for free, and just keep taking their work for free. I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
I mean, I think the big thing was, like, Casey was just sad more than anything else.
Well, I mean, that's kind of my frustration with it, because part of it is, like, this would have been helpful if I knew what the elephant in the room is, but, like, I know Casey means well, but it's kind of insulting that I'm just so clueless and dumb, apparently, that she needs to mentor me without even having that direct conversation.
Well, like, I think one of the stories I heard was, like, your relationship with Jeff. Which was...
Jeff?
Yeah, Ace Best.
Oh, okay.
And it's like... It seemed like you didn't understand why he didn't want to be friends, or why he just didn't click with you. Like, this seemed to cause, like, a bit of drama.
No, it was more than that, because I think I just asked for something more casual than that. And he got really mad because I had to make him be direct. But, like, that was what I mean. Like, even before all this, like, Casey kind of talked.
Dude, literally, it's over. It's over. It's so over. You're in your late 30s, approaching the age of 40. Somebody brings up, by the way, this person was trying to help you. By the way, this person was trying to direct you, so you weren't a completely socially inept, ruining all of your relationships so that nobody liked you. First thing respond to, that's really weird that she would, like, try and take that mentoring role with me and then wouldn't actually be direct with me. Second example of somebody who didn't like you because you were a creep, or you're a weirdo and nobody liked you. Well, no, it's more than that, actually. It's more that I didn't read social cues. He was actually really mean. Actually, he was at fault there. Yeah, I'm sure, my love. Everyone else has been at fault for the last 4 decades. You've been the innocent angel, absolutely. That's why nobody likes you. That's why you're crying at the realization, almost 40, that nobody with you. Nobody likes you.
Talk to me like, you know, there are some learning steps, and I'm just like, Casey, like, can you politely get my side before you assume what is happening? So I don't know. That's an aside.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, Emmy was part of this circuit for a while, and you said last night in DMs, you were like, oh, well, it never occurred to me to ask Casey about Emmy. And when we spoke, like, the first time, and I was like, well, you knew it was Emmy from the start, why didn't you look into her? And again, this isn't just you. No one's looked into anybody in this, so this isn't just a you problem. But, like, why do you think it is that you never thought to, like, look into or ask anyone about Emmy?
I think I made the assumption that, like, because I know a lot of other girls, not a lot, a handful of girls this has happened to, but girls sometimes tend to fade out of the fandom because there's issues with harassment in general, like, you know, yeah, and things like that. So I assumed she was part of a pattern, I guess, and she just...
Dude, it's so... Every step you go for why she believed this, and why she is still trying to push this forward, by the way, in her most recent video, well, I thought she was a part of a pattern of what happened in the community. What? What? You thought it was part of a pattern about women getting assaulted or harassed in the brony community? Alright, okay. Why is that evidence enough to be able to put forward allegations? Because of what happens to women generally in this specific community. It's just... I mean, you do find people sometimes who will go with this logic, right? They just take the thought of, like, thinking from the victim's point of view, alleged victim, that if this is a real victim and I passed up and, like, didn't go forward with it, I would feel awful. So even if this misses, it's probably better to put forward these allegations because we'll get more people's stories out there, even if shit isn't true. It's, like, so... It's so... And it has, like, no idea at all about the other side of this. Like, not a single second thinking about, like, what the results could be on this person's life. It's like, ugh, it's gross.
Just kind of, like, distanced herself from her pony friends because this thing happened and it upset her. It made her think of what she's claiming. So, if that makes any sense.
In the case of KP, it is always someone else's fault. She is always the victim. And the reason I include this is because it brings me on to why I am leaking my DMs with KP. Now normally I have a pretty hard rule about not doing this, but in this case I actually feel like my hand is being forced a little bit. KP presents my coverage as deeply biased in favour of saberspark, which, I mean, I'm biased by the fact that he's innocent, sure, but there is something deeper here. The actual reason KP stopped talking to me. It's because her current response video is not the one she was planning to make. In fact, originally, she planned to go after Casey. Apparently, she wasn't happy with the way that Casey had characterized her, but having spent hours talking to KP, I'm going to be honest with you, if anything, Casey was way too nice. Behind the scenes through this entire thing, KP has been flip-flopping between different sides depending on who's speaking to her. And these DMs come shortly after KP had had a conversation with Emily, in which I've been reliably informed by the third party she completely rolled over. At one point, and bear in mind that this is second-hand testimony for which I can't present any evidence because the call wasn't recorded, KP said that she didn't have any sympathy for saberspark as the allegations were being treated as no big deal, while the harassment her and Emmy were receiving was far worse. This also goes some way to explain why it's taken so long for KP to actually respond. Half the time, people have seemingly been talking her off the ledge of what she's planning to put into this damn thing. And it's worth noting that some of what was in the August draft of the response video did actually leak, because Cartoonshi would put out this tweet in reference to it. But being the professional that I am, I have saved the best for last, because I want to show you the last message I would ever receive from KP, because...
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. If you're preparing to write this message to somebody who has been in contact with you insofar as they are interested in getting your point of view for a drama, I don't get the ACC at all, dude. I don't get the ACC at all. And I would very much enjoy to never get the ACC. What the f is this?
Because it is completely mental. Beckett, I have now reviewed your video feeling emotionally prepared to do so, and it's clear I was working against a bias throughout the entire project. For example, my comment saying, "Are you cool with me?" was not about whether people hated me, it was about whether I felt emotionally safe in an intense moment, which I didn't. There are more examples like this in your coverage. I also believe you made ethically questionable editorial choices. Your timeline/screenshot analysis in the second video risks being toxic, given trauma memory theory, a real documented effect. Yet you didn't hold Saber to the same standard you held Emily.
Oh my god, bro, I'm not... For me, Beckett is reading this for a video, and I get it, maybe it's content. I don't even know if I would read this. I don't know if I would read this, even for, like, stream content. I'm pretty sure I might just, like, show this DM on screen and say, I haven't read it. I'm not gonna read it. If you would like to, pause and do it here. Let me know what it says, dude. I'm not reading all of fucking this.
Something Emily herself pointed out in her video. I don't know what Saber told you off the record, but it's evident it shaped your narrative in ways I couldn't respond to. The same applies to your handling of the Casey and Henry stories. I barely know Henry, so what you repeated was gossip unrelated to the topic, which I couldn't clarify. If Casey or Henry want clarification on the unsupported accounts they heard, they are welcome to contact me. I'd like to just pause here for a second and highlight the fact that this crazy bitch is complaining about me apparently spreading rumours while she is levelling false allegations. Believable. My weed use was framed as a stoner caricature, when in reality it was a coping mechanism for a highly triggering situation tied to my clinically diagnosed PTSD. I took the call with you to clarify that the issues of child safety in the DA games community and Saber's involvement in that was misread in your video.
Dude, here's the best thing. Here's the best thing as well. My weed use was phrased as a stoner archetype, or a stoner caricature, when in reality, it was a coping mechanism for a highly triggering situation tied to my PTSD. Tied to my PTSD. Probably not actually clinically diagnosed. Two, these will blame anything on mental wretchedness and pretend that that's, like, totally fine, right? Like, smoking weed, like, every day, constantly being high, working out of your mother's house, approaching the age of 40, no IRL relationships, living in your mum's house, smoking weed all day to get past your wretched PTSD triggered by online drama. Oh my god. My dearest Nicholas, later tonight, dude. Ask anyone, okay? Ask anyone I associate with. I can be somewhat verbose sometimes, I will admit it. I can sometimes be verbose. Oh my god, man. This is like 100 words.
Instead of hearing me out, you made assumptions, painted Emily as a liar based solely on Saber's word, and her reputation applies a perfect victim bias, also a real documented effect of trauma, which is both ethically flawed and harmful. You underplayed my intelligence, dismissed my emotional state, and allowed Saber's unchallenged, off-the-record statement to influence your betrayal of me. This reinforced the jealous girl archetype in your work, a mischaracterization. Failing to hold Saber accountable for his public lies, which I can document, signals to others that legitimate concerns will be met with gaslighting and silence. That's a dangerous precedent for victims and whistleblowers. Frankly, it was a mistake to speak to you. You took advantage of my time and openness in a difficult situation. I assumed you were a sympathetic ally, someone who would point out my mistakes, but highlight the original point of the video, the child safety. But you painted me as a hopeless fool, acting on ambition and anger, which was never...
You painted me as a hopeless fool! How dare you! How dare you! Do you not care about the children? Oh my god. What the is this? Okay, I've been sent this. Huge W's to a capitalist pig. Okay. Oh my god. So this is the article that apparently dropped on Horse News. This was the expose. This was the expose about her editor shit. Alright, we might go through this later. Oh my god, one thing that I did notice during this. Fact 5. Facts about ILoveKimPossibleAlot.
I'm the I to the L to the KPALT, and they know their pony got the swag like me. I'm KP-licious.
Where is that from? Where is that from? Where is that intro from? Where is that intro from?
I'm the I to the L to the KPALOT, and they know their pony got the swag like me. I'm KP. L to the KPALOT, and they know their pony got the swag like me. I'm KP. Delicious.
Nearing 40? Well, to be fair, okay? To be fair to her, okay? She was nearing 30 when this came out, to be fair. What the f is this? Oh my god, dude, it's her most popular video ever. It's her most popular video ever. To this day, John DeLance has not seen it yet, but he did see KP's review about What About Discord? Dude.
So I'm like, he saw a video, but it wasn't the right video. So.
The day that he sees "Let's Go Meet John Delancey" is gonna be like, that's gonna be like the sweetest victory for you, probably.
Her inspirations. Okay. Switch to Pony Sona? Shit, actually true. True.
Deep. But you painted me as a hopeless fool, acting on ambition and anger, which was never my intention. I had clarified with Casey months before your video went live, who Saber also influenced by framing events in a way I couldn't counter, was purely lying, when the situation was much more complicated than that. I believe there was miscommunication on both sides, but Saber is at fault for social cue assumptions at the very least. For the record, telling...
now.
What? Wait. There was a time when the quartering wasn't radicalized? Okay, I might check that out.
Someone you have a crush on them is never consent for conduct, period. My hope is that in the future, you'll choose to keep what I said in mind and explore the complex states of victims by citing psychological studies and be a stronger advocate for victims rather than an uncritical amplifier for those who ask. I will be ceasing all contact with you, but have cleared Lio to speak on my behalf if additional information needs to be clarified. Now this is all, obviously, quite a lot to go through, so we're gonna...
Wait, was that the full message? Holy shit, it was. Holy shit, it was. How the f did this guy get through this?
Needs to be clarified. Now this is all, obviously, quite a lot to go through, so we're gonna break it down into sections and talk about...
Yo! Let's go! Let it go. Thank you for the $16.99 New Zealand. Thank you very much.
About it a little bit because my god, KP is out of her mind. I actually don't know quite how to respond to somebody this delusional, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm gonna begin by just repeating myself because I feel that's the only way that I might somehow get through to KP. saberspark actually has evidence. Not only that, he went to the extent of pulling his house apart, looking for old hard drives, and actually putting his wallet to work trying to gather more evidence to prove his innocence. He shouldn't have to do this, by the way. The burden is on you guys, and you guys have no proof. You're just leveling false allegations against somebody.
That was the crazy thing with the saberspark stuff, and I don't think that came out until like what I think Beckett's like follow-up video. I do remember that like stayed in the air for like quite a while. I don't think he even like announced this during his first response, did he? But yeah, I mean the fact that he spent like hundreds of dollars trying to find like early text exchanges. Now obviously people can manipulate this. People can use this to make it look as though they actually are innocent because they're going to like so much effort to be able to like prove their innocence or whatever. But I mean, he shared like a full scroll through the messages with Beckett. Seems pretty sincere.
You are not in the right here. You're actually the villain. Frankly, what you've done to saberspark is abusive. This is, and I will repeat myself from the first video, one of the worst things you can do to another human being. But moving on to the section about weed and me painting KP as some sort of stoner archetype, I didn't paint you as a stoner, KP. You said this in our first conversation.
Wrong chat, KP.
You gave me the screen cap instead of the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I might have taken an edible before this because this is just so hard to get through.
As for this beginning part of the next section,
Oh my god. This is supposed to be her job. This is supposed to be her full-time job. Dude. And you can't even get through without munching on weed, dude. I mean, I like weed, okay? Basically, everybody likes weed. Either people haven't tried it, they do like it, they are addicted to it, or they were addicted to it. It's like alcohol. It's like alcohol, everyone likes it. Being on it when you're in a work call with other people, though, I mean, that's one thing, but then admitting to it, it's just so... Actually no clue how other people perceive you. It's, like, absolutely insane. Now, I will say, alright, I do have to say, with KP, I do wonder if in another world where she'd been born a man, she would have had, like, the obvious signs of autism that men have. She would have, the obvious signs, and maybe everyone would give her, like, more charity. And maybe even people would, like, root for her as, like, the underdog. Like, I guess I do with Jar. I don't know. Maybe? Maybe. No, actually, I take that back. She hasn't got funny lines like Jar. She hasn't got funny lines like Jar at all, actually.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really sure what KP means here. I don't know whether she just misphrased something, but this sentence doesn't make a lot of sense to me, which helpfully brings me on to talking about KP's intelligence. I'd ask you to know that KP constantly highlights the fact she feels people speak down to her. And I've just got to be honest here. The reason people treat you like an idiot, KP, is because you are, in fact, an idiot. I'm actually not trying to be mean here. You're just kinda dumb. I mean, let's be honest, what sort of a freak puts jealous girlfriend archetype into an angry Discord note? The only way KP can even process reality is by talking about it like it's a TV show. KP is completely disconnected from reality. Normally this would just be very funny, but she's constantly accusing people of serious crimes, which...
Dude, that is so bad. That is so true as well. Oh my god, you can only process other human emotions by talking about it like TV shows. Oh my god, it's like key autist. This is peak autist. We've reached it. We've reached it. It is KP. No acknowledgement about anything that she's done wrong. She concedes in conversation with other people because talking to somebody else one-on-one is like super uncomfortable. She can't help but cave. As soon as she goes back to her making her own content, she can't understand any of the criticisms anybody else has given to her. Oh my god.
Sort of tints that perspective a little bit. Finally, let's just talk about her takes around saberspark and Emily. The truth is that KP cannot believe saberspark is innocent. He must be guilty of something. In her most recent response video, KP makes the...
Dude, Tyrone. Okay, everyone spotted... For once in my life, okay, I spotted the obvious bait a mile away. I didn't give into it. Tyrone 9000 says, I don't like weed. What the f***? I don't like weed or alcohol. That's racist. I like money. Okay. Grass is always greener on the other side. Always love that which we have not. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say.
Insane claim that saberspark is abusive for wanting Emily to take a pregnancy test.
His own admission of trying to force a woman to take a pregnancy test against her will is not seen as a violation of consent, privacy, and bodily autonomy.
Tyrone 9000 living at large with Henny and Herb every single day of his life, bought with his EPI card.
But instead, as a horrible event, he was made a victim of by the girl he had targeted.
Which is further fuel to the fire that this woman has never had a long-term partner. And finally, KP's sign-off note to me, asking me to cite psychological studies and be a stronger advocate for victims. Well,
oh my god. My hope is that in the future you'll choose to keep what I said in mind and explore the complex state of victims by citing psychological studies. Bro, you make pony videos! Almost 40! Pony videos! Dude! Oh my... Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just... It's Okay, it's just so it's just so this is the shit that we tried to leave in like 2020. This is the shit that we tried to leave in 2019, bro. Still to this day. Wait, did I say EPI? No, I'm so mind. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyrone. I'm so mind raped by going through the YMS shit that now I'm using EPI instead of EBT. I can't even do racism correctly anymore. What's wrong with me now?
Well, on the psychological studies side, as I do not have a qualification in psychology, I think I'll give that one a miss, rather than trying to give a layman's... I think we have enough of that on YouTube, if I'm being completely honest.
I've had this before, by the way. This is like a regularly, I don't know, this is a regularly occurring mentality with people. That as soon as you start wanting to, EPI is early porn introduction, okay? But as soon as you want to start, like, talking about allegations or discussing them with people, they want to start linking you to, like, Psychology Today articles to try and, like, explain certain aspects of drama. It's like, dude, if you can't explain it, like, simply, you are completely if you think that somebody has to do learning in order to understand, like, the deep psychologically rooted, like, motivations going on, you are likely wrong, right? You are likely wrong. If you have read, like, a Psychology Today article, and you think that you understand the concept well enough to be able to, like, apply it to, like, abstract situations with no training, absolutely no training, and no information beyond, like, what? Watching a few YouTube videos and reacting to drama, you are wrong. You are overvaluing your intelligence, frankly. And you're overvaluing your, like, knowledge of the subject matter. It's, like, it's the most, like, obvious tell, the most obvious telegraph for somebody who is, like, sub-zero IQ. It's so pretentious.
But I do want to talk about KP's motivations. As she notes here, many people have accused her of clout chasing.
A lot of my intent with the video and what I chose to platform in it was assumed. Concerns to me that are still much legitimate were and continue to be brushed off as clout chasing or jealous woman scorn mentality.
Now, I personally do not believe that KP only did this to get some clout. Though it is true from my own conversations with her, she clearly feels a little inadequate and like her life hasn't quite gone the way she planned. No, I think the reasons are much more simple. KP is a deeply vindictive woman. She didn't do any of this because she cares about victims. She did it because KP feels like everyone else passed her by. And the reasons can't be her. What remains of her incredibly fragile ego won't allow her to accept that. In KP's worldview, her channel failed because Chris told a story about her one time, or maybe saberspark twisted people against her, when the reality is far more simple. KP, your content just about got by when you were dealing with the brony community, but you have nothing to offer a modern day viewer, which is perhaps the greatest irony of this entire drama from your perspective.
Wait, hold on. So, within the space of a year, what did she upload? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 videos? She released like one a month? Dude, no way. This is not her job. This is not something she did full time. She's putting out 5, 8, 9, 7, 9, 5-hour videos once a month. And this was like her source of income. I guess it makes sense why she still lives with her mum, I guess.
Regardless of the outcome, positive or not.
Dude, am I still a pony? Okay, back. Why did I leave that up for so long? Okay.
Negative, it wouldn't have actually helped you. Nobody was watching beforehand, and going forward, nobody's watching in the future. ILoveKimPossibleAlot is a fascinating relic of an older time on YouTube, when people who didn't really have any talent could build some kind of a fan base just based off the fact that there wasn't much competition. It's undeniable that KP saw the response to a Lily Orchard video, the first video in a very, very long time that gained any kind of traction, and decided that that might be a viable route forward for her. I have no idea what the future holds for this chick, but after a debacle like this, it's certainly not on YouTube. Now this is obviously a lot more ranty than something I'd put out normally as structured content, but I have to be honest, I'm just really sick of this woman. KP is infuriating to deal with, and after watching this whole thing unfold for months now, seeing this 10-minute piss poor response kind of just threw me over the edge. There is, however, one last thing I want to discuss from her video before we move on.
So moving forward, how can we, as the online community, do better? What changes can we make to improve child safety or our fandom spaces? What kind of conversations should we be having? How about power dynamics in fandom spaces and the people that them? Creators turning...
It's the most pretentious shit ever. I've never seen it work. I've never seen it work. I've never seen somebody make this argument and then go on to, like, win a drama or even, like, look good. You want to start focusing on the conversations we have after responding to, like, massive backlash. Yeah? Yeah? You want to focus on the conversation we should be having about the environment rather than your dog shit video? Yeah, I bet you do. I bet that's what you want people to do.
their fan bases into dating pools, grooming behaviors passed off as normal internet interactions. These were the kinds of conversations I was intending to spark with my last video. This was my intent. And with the end of the video, I'd like to close off with a note about accountability. Throughout the whole ordeal, I have seen a lot of people attributing my lack of response to mean a lack of accountability, that I was avoiding the controversy and that I was trying to erase or ignore it. Something I invite the audience to think about is what accountability is, what it looks like, and what it isn't. Someone jumping to respond as soon as possible or through as many avenues as possible is not indicative of taking accountability, especially if that response is to victimize/murder yourself in the face of accusations and criticism. True accountability is stating whether or not you did something on its face, regardless of any intentions or effect, and without excusing yourself or attacking the accuser. Example, I made the original video. It was bad, and I understand that. Jumping to dismiss someone as cloud chasing and trying to justify why what happened isn't the word they're using is not accountability. It's obfuscation and defense. And you didn't need to defend something that didn't happen. Anyway, this was heavy.
It is criminal that KP is so lazy that after years of being on YouTube, she can't even read a script properly. She has had 4 months to make this video, and that was the best take? Are you kidding me? As for what she actually says here, KP is incapable of taking any kind of accountability. It is laughable that she thinks she can start a conversation or in some way dictate how other people should be acting. I like the way she invites the audience to consider what accountability is. KP, I'd like to invite you to consider what accountability is. Not to mention...
Did she say she was accountable? Demented. She said she was being accountable. She said she was being accountable by saying what was right and what was wrong with her video. And I guess implicitly defending her decision to, like, forward these allegations. It's so
in the fact that she is, by going after saberspark, once again blaming the victim. God, this chick is just vile. No wonder all her friends distance from her. And with that, I think I have gone over everything I wanted to cover. Thanks for joining my rage-induced ranting. I promise that the next video I make will be, not done over the course of a single night. I do have a couple more in the works, so I have been taking a little bit of a break recently. You can expect to see some of those appearing over the coming weeks. So, if you've enjoyed this for whatever reason, please remember to like and subscribe. And thank you to all our current subscribers and members, particularly those of you at molding level.
Okay. I wanted to get to this, okay? I wanted to get to this, like, before I moved on. Now, I've heard a couple of things about ILoveKimPossibleAlot making a second video and backing out of it. I've heard a lot of people talk about, I've heard people talk about Kimpossible or KP making a video that was very, very different to the one that she ended up putting out, and then doing a switcheroo and putting out this one instead. Now, apparently, that may still be in the works. Because I've heard people suggest that maybe she put out that video instead of the one she's going to work on. She put out that video instead of the one that she was shopping around to other people. But maybe we will end up seeing another video after all. Oh, community post. I've been reading your feedback on the recent video and I want to acknowledge something clearly. I understand why many of you felt disappointed or frustrated. My intention wasn't to dismiss anyone's experience or minimize what happened, only to be honest about where I'm coming from and how I feel about a complicated situation. I made a shorter video to get the crux of the issue, but many of you want to hear more about the details I didn't address. Yes, we do! Yes, we do! I was afraid a longer, one-part video wouldn't hold people's attention, but in hindsight, I should have addressed everything in one video. I know I didn't say everything perfectly, that's on me. I'm listening and learning from this, and I plan to follow up with more clarity and context soon. This conversation matters, and I want to hand it with the care it deserves. Yes! 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 KP! One more video! One more video, and everyone will like you in the fandom again. Everyone will like you. Listen, people have tried to say that nobody actually liked you, that you actually had no friends. They're wrong. They're lying to you. They're trying to gaslight you, okay? One more video, KP. One more video. And it'll be just like the heady days of 2016 when you had a career. Dude. How long has she had to put out this response? Oh, like 5 months. 5 months she had. 5 months. She put out this video, like, pretty much, she put out the other video, like, basically, I think it was pretty soon, actually, after the Snape video. Oh my god, dude. Oh, this has been on the back burner. She's been holding on to this video for months. And she's only just put it out now. Instantly decides she needs to put out a part 2. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I think as well, she only put out that community post after Beckett uploaded his video, which is the best bit. Here we are. Here we are. Yeah. Okay, so if you look at her channel, posts this video 5 days ago, right? 5 days ago. Then, Beckett puts out his video 26th of September. 1 day ago. She puts out her video. Oh no! Oh no! It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. Immediately after Beckett drops the video. Oh, I've been reading your feedback in the recent video, and I want to acknowledge something clearly. I understand why many of you felt disappointed and frustrated. Oh no. Dude, Beckett's video, I mean, listen, okay? We love Beckett here. We love Beckett here, alright? It wasn't even that substantial. It wasn't even that substantive. It's literally just like, I hate this. She's stupid. Nobody likes her. And she's nearing 40. Oh my god. The comments? The comments. I am dumbstruck, KP. You're a selfish, petty, a spiteful person. You do not care about or respect any so-called victims, as we all heard the leaked call between the leaked call you sent to Emmy. Oh, where's your apology for that? Dude, I spoke about this when I went over the first video. She sent this, like, long voice message to Emu Emmy, basically saying that she would out her unless Emu Emmy, like, revealed she was the one behind the allegations, and actually came out and, like, I guess supported KP, because nobody supported KP. Nobody supported KP. Yeah, dude, of course the op block's in here. If you want to talk live, I'm available. Dude. Dude. Your concern shouldn't be about holding people's attention, and the fact that it is, it says a lot. No. People are taking this community post at face value. They shouldn't. This is just a lie. This is just like obvious cope. Obvious cope. She wasn't worried about holding people's attention. She just thought that this would be enough. She thought that this would be enough to, like, carry on with the drama, or carry on making videos. Are there any positive at all? Ooh. You just don't get it, do you? Oh. If you want to have a better conversation with your audience, you cannot refuse to hear their concerns and questions. This one says, thank you, love heart. That's quite nice. That's a nice one. We like that one. No, what people are angry about is the fact you refuse accountability over your false accusations. Oh. No. There's one nice one. Dude, who is this person? Just stop, Rachel. Not only did you help leverage assault allegations against an innocent person out of petty spite, you presented those allegations in such a shameful manner that even if Saberspark was really the awful person you said he was, you proved that you were incapable of handling these matters seriously. So just stop. You're done. You're not coming back. Get a life. This isn't even funny anymore. Dude. It's so mean. It's so harsh. It's so harsh, man. It's brutal. Wait. Have a Snickers or get out of here. Does she have a peanut allergy? Does she have a peanut allergy? Is that like a really coded way of saying kill yourself? Is that allowed? Is that allowed on the TOS? Okay. I didn't realize that was fine for YouTube TOS. You could just tell somebody to eat something that, like, they're deathly allergic to. And that YouTube just sees that, oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Nah, what could that possibly mean? Eat a Snickers, I'm telling them eat candy, it's fine. Dude. Bro, you make pony videos! Almost 40! Pony videos!